All right, so we're
All
live.
right, looks like we're starting. Yeah,
Awesome. Hey, everybody. So I actually have no
go ahead. What?
playing right now.
I think it's gonna be Keith Hagel
Keith Hagel
versus
versus
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee. Awesome. This will be a really interesting match. I have Keith Hagel is.
I've obviously met Jason. Jason's a very good player. I think he's the first seed here.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess he's playing a lot of his game. Um,
Starting the tournament with like the quadrant thing.
right. I see. So Jason draws a. It's gonna be interesting. If this was Collins, he'd have YUNX, which I think is actually a word. So I'm sure he's.
About
I'm sure
Collins.
he's very happy to back because I know Jason likes to play it safe, and I'm sure he'll be worried if he doesn't draw a blank. So I think he's pretty happy right now. And Keith is what, like 1500 player?
My guess. I didn't
Okay,
check before this.
this will be interesting. Um,
And he
Jason.
has NOYAUX, but I'm thinking he'll just play XU and
Oh,
keep it
interesting.
more
Noyo is
closed.
very interesting. I mean, it's 46 points. For options like XU. I'm sure he'll
Jason's play
consider XU.
style and the fact that he
Yeah,
likes a more controlled board. I mean, I'd play XU also.
all hand. I mean,
Straightforward.
XU is not. It doesn't. It again. Yeah, it keeps the board really controlled. So his blank might not be as useful right now. But interesting choice to play XU.
Jason and I have kind of a similar style where if we have a blank, we're going to try to it so that we can pounce back or something along
Right.
those lines.
I think he made Keith's life very difficult with XU though, because there's really not many places to play with Ox because none of Keith's styles go above the U. So it seems he's going to slap down Froze. That seems like a pretty solid play.
Huh?
Yeah. So I guess his life's actually not so hard anymore. Yeah, I think I think he'll try to be taking as few risks as possible. Sorry. So I think his mindset is just like, how can I not plays back? How can I just make Keith's life difficult? So I know Jason's going to be trying to do that, and he tries to do that with a lot of people. I mean, right now, Unary through the R
Runaway,
looks
probably.
pretty interesting. Oh, really? I missed Runaway. Yeah, I expect
And
Jason will probably
he
find
actually
that.
almost spelled out Manuary.
Or I don't think January is a word, but that would be cool.
Manuary.
Is that actually a word? Manuary? I'm not.
Yes, it is. It
It
is a
is
word
really
according to Ziziva. It means involving the hands.
involving bands.
I don't know what he
Interesting.
just played here, but
And,
it doesn't look like a word.
I mean, Jason is definitely willing to phone Jason. I have no idea what that blank is right now. This is interesting. Oh, huh. So let's try to guess what this blank is. What do you think the blank is?
I think a C.
Canuary?
No, maybe not.
Maybe a P?
I thought it said cannulary for a second, but
Oh, because I have no idea what the blank is.
even guess.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm surprised he played it so quickly because I thought he would be looking for a real. Because I don't think he'd want to take that risk if he
Yeah, I
sees a
know.
runaway. Man, Manuary. Yeah, Barncat, you might be right. Manuary. That's a pretty up though. I have a feeling, if anything, this is an intentional phony. Um, I know, like Jason will definitely be willing to phony people. So I mean, it seems like it got right by January.
January.
Yeah, I'm also a big fan of Jason. All the Jasons, like except for
Scrabble.
those that didn't make it to New Orleans. Yeah. Oh, interesting. So Keith seems to like to keep his tiles upside down. I think Ben Schoenbrunn does that. Never understood
Yeah,
how
Ben
people can do
Schoenbrunn and
that.
Matthew O'Connor do that a
Yeah,
lot.
my brain just goes crazy. Um, but so EEEF.
Keith, I don't know if Keith let it
Oh, he's an
go
M
or if
circled. Okay, thank you, Kate. So it is indeed Manuary. Um, oh,
Keith is like still
awkward if
holding
you
it.
like.
Those are like courtesy tiles, but
Oh, I think he drew it pretty quickly,
I
so I don't
don't
think
though.
so. But Kate, that would be very awkward if you like rush check out the blank. So good job not doing that.
Well, you only have to wait 15 seconds to check.
Oh,
so.
I mean that's
Okay,
true.
never mind. I guess you
He's
did
holding
let it
right
go.
now. I get, yeah. If he's holding though, it'd be really bad to go up and check. Yeah, I think FEHME, they're not in TWL.
Those are not TWL.
But FEM is FEMME, so he could play through the M with that. Seems he is playing Heme. Yeah, I mean it cleans up the rack. Keeps gets rid of his abundance of ease, which is a pretty solid thing to do. Yeah, I think I would tend towards Fem there, just to get rid of the F. I don't know many people that are fans of the F either. So
So he gives back pipage.
Pipage, yeah. Is that even a word without the E? Pipage? I would probably play it, but yeah, it is good. Okay, that. You're right.
No,
yeah, I think he
pupa.
will. I mean, yeah, I don't see anything else that really cleans things up. Like, Anna doesn't play. Again, a pay in Collins, but yeah, I still think Pipage is a solid play. I mean, AU is really gross as a leave, but
like you can't. There's not really like a good leave you can keep on this rack.
Yeah, like what he's thinking of with Pupa, keeping AGI. Like AGI is, especially with no ends open and stuff. Oh, Guppy, is that good? Oh, I think that might be good. That's an interesting play. I mean, that's definitely EIE. It is not good. So is Jason Lee going to phony 2 turns in a row? I would not put it past him. I think he definitely could. I think he also may not know if Guppy. Kind of a weird word to know or not know.
Get Jason go 2 phonies.
Yeah, I think you could pull off the 2 phonies in a row.
Against Keith Hagel, I guess maybe. I mean, only because of the fact that.
And
I mean, I don't know anything about how Keith plays.
Yeah. And I mean, if you ever played Jason Lee, like he seems like he knows his shit when he's. It's hard to call him on things.
That happened a lot with the first 2 games. Like it's just kind of hard to challenge people like Dave Wiegand, who are renowned for being high rated, knowing a lot of words. So
yeah, he played Creakers, right? Which is like, really, I mean, even no matter what, it's hard to challenge. Like,
somebody of his caliber is just kind of intimidating.
Huh. Let's see. Is Jason Lee on hold right now? Because he's not drawing tiles, so.
I'm
wondering what's going on. I think he might be on hold. Yeah, I mean,
I think Guppy is way more believable than Manuary, but
I totally agree. Yeah, although I don't know if you like sometimes these really really out there phonies are actually better because I feel like Guppy like spelling is just Guppy. So then if you know that Guppy really well, then you can kind of challenge it off. But Manuary, like that just doesn't seem like anything. So it might actually be harder. But either way, he got away with it. He cleaned up his rack really nicely from that, which is pretty good. And I mean, he's gonna have to do that again next turn because he has 3 A's. He'll be able to do it, I think. With
he has a Gore, but I don't think he really plays anywhere that's worthwhile.
That is true, but he'll figure something out. So blurry tiles. I don't know if he's doing that on purpose, but so EEFJNNS. It's pretty interesting. I mean. He definitely wants to clean up. Again, he would like to unduplicate his ends because 2 ends is kind of bad.
Well, he's keeping 2 ends instead, but he's just taking the points.
With what? Interest. Oh, yeah, so he's playing half A's.
Like what, 8, 10 more points or something?
Yeah.
Keep up the scoring here because he knows that I think I might have done like.
Yeah, I mean, since Keith is down, I would usually want to keep my S, and especially because if with the Heems hook open, I'd want to keep the S just for like more possibilities.
That's why I would tend towards Gene at 6B.
Yeah. Gene is. I mean, that's what I was thinking as well. A little bit less. Yeah. Again, the F is really bad here though. Like, the thing is, F will start a lot of bingos, and the F doesn't go under the U in XU, so that's not a very useful lane for you anymore if you keep the F. So that's something like that. A bit annoying.
The S kind of counterbalances that with like it's only scoring 8 less points, and I think the S is pretty valuable here, given that you're down and you have a reasonable.
Although it's actually scoring 18 points fewer with Gene than half A's, so it's quite a score difference.
Really? At 6B? You're thinking of the one at 2B, I think.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even see that gene. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I'd play Hefes over the 22.1, but
Yeah, I see.
I think the 32.1 is
Yeah, it's actually even 34. So yeah,
34. I
yeah, 34.
miscounted it.
Okay, yeah, I mean that.
it's 32, I think. But semantics aside,
So
I think we have a new play to think about, and I actually don't really know what I'd do with this.
with Jagra, I mean, again, in Collins, I mean, not to come back to Collins always, but I think Jaga is a word, and that would be, I think, fairly standard. So let's see. I mean,
For 35, I
or
just feel like
the R.
there's got to be a better option here, and that doesn't keep 3As.
I would hope so. I mean, I'm not
bring
sure
back
where
that parallel.
but so what's in the sim right now? What word is that?
Ability. That is playing at the top
AGA.
left corner.
Oh, that looks really awesome. Okay.
So,
yeah.
yes, Agama is good in TWL.
Yeah.
And it saves ORE for the L column, so
yeah, I mean, that seems awesome.
I mean, he has to gamble on Keith not having an O.
Okay. Not even. Yeah. I mean, like, even if Aura just is like such a rack balancing play more than anything else. So because the other thing he's thinking of, like Aura, I mean, not a big fan of it because it takes a bunch of hooks in front, right? It takes like an M, it takes
F, H, and M.
Although both F's are gone and one M is gone. I guess it's a bit less bad than usual. But still, yeah, I mean, AAEG is like quite a bit worse than EOR.
Even that also scores a lot more. It just tends to give back more because you can also play on the M column.
Although, yeah, it sets up his G actually with jog, so that's pretty interesting. Right. Keith will have a lot of those tiles.
It's blocked a lot though. Like, I mean,
yeah,
he has Keith, because all you have to have is an A or an E or like an N or something, and then you automatically get some counter.
I think Jaga would be fairly straightforward. I mean, the parallels are really annoying, but again, you hold A's, so it's actually fairly good for you. Jaga in A. Jaga would be probably
Collins,
the play
though.
I make.
Again,
it's Collins. Yeah, wishful thinking.
Don't know like any Collins words.
Man, Keith's N problem really like came back to bite him. I'm sure he's regretting keeping NN right now because his rack is like pretty dismal.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to take 28 points here and just play
with Tan. Yeah, I think you do just play Tan here.
He's going to score there, and that would be.
I mean, it's still worth. It's worth thinking about other things though.
Like reasonable option that I see is like that balances somewhat is like 2B, 2A or whatever, Natant, but that opens a triple.
Although, I mean, again, yeah, it's not the worst idea.
I think if it was harder for Jason to hit that Tan spot, I'd probably, given that it's so easy to overlap there, I'd probably just and then hope to draw some vowels. I mean, he's probably not going to bingo on this turn, but he takes out that spot and makes it harder for Jason to start like just making the game out of reach.
It's true. I mean, the board is closed in some way. It's closed in the sense of like there's not many like obvious places to score bingo, but the whole bottom half of the board is still well open, and it's probably not going to get closed too easily. So yeah, I don't think he needs to be too worried about opening the board right now. Even though Keith's down, I don't think he needs to panic yet.
Kate says in the chat, these racks are definitely boring.
I mean, they're boring in some sense. I mean, they're so both of them are just getting screwed over. Like Jason by vowels and Keith by N's and T's and all those low pointers.
WV something. So
yeah.
I mean, I think we're just
Kate, just walk over. Kate, you should just take the blank off of the board from Manuary and just like put it on one of the racks. Wow.
Or take it.
I'm really surprised. That would be. Oh man, I'm super surprised Jason's playing BA and Jota because it creates a really hard to with Jotas. You can just play. It's really hard to block that because you kind of have to only block it with an S, or you're going to score 12 points with B and A or something. So I'm surprised Jason's taking. Not only is he's ahead, he's playing someone he thinks he has an advantage against. So I'm surprised he's taking such a big risk with that.
Might you have considered?
Because I mean, Tan. I mean, that's another question, but I mean, he didn't still have Agama, did he? Maybe Abema.
Not on that.
ABEM.
Not
Was
at
that
that
it?
turn.
Yeah.
He kept. I think RU.
AEEGU. I think he drew LR right now.
AEGU.
I mean, either way, like I understand the sentiment behind it. Like it increases his lead, but like he's gonna want to block that spot at some point because he doesn't want to leave that big Jota's lane forever.
Looks like we exchanged 5 here. I think I.
Well, let's see. I mean,
SN over ST. I mean, there are 4 T's unseen.
The
number of N's.
Yeah, I mean,
I think ST has a little bit more synergy.
The bingo's the most actually from anything, so I would probably keep NST because Keith really wants to bingo to get back in this game. So I think I would keep NST, although all constant distribution and calculate some ratios and stuff and see how constant heavy the bag is. I'm not tracking right now, but maybe I should later.
If you look at the stream, it's on there, and Keith just drew Nostox, but I don't know if he knows that word.
Yeah.
And it plays on row 9.
It does, yeah.
It's a really hard word to find, though.
So that's one good thing that the N is for sure. Wiegand should have his own channel. Yeah, Wiegand should.
Weekend study hour.
Or him playing Scrabble. That's the real question. Because I would watch his channel of Wiegand chugging beer all day. That's how I learn most.
BE, just blocking that S hook that he created.
Well, I mean, Keith just exchanged 5, so I wouldn't be like, oh man. See, isn't this super weird? Jason's like super inconsistent right now because he plays BA and Jota opening this huge spot, and then he like sacrifices hella points to block it next turn.
I don't think BA is awful though. I mean,
I guess not terrible. I mean,
if I remember correctly, actually, it was one of the highest plays because it scores 30, and there's just not many options with the lack of synergy between 2 A's, 2 E's, and a U.
That is true. I mean,
at the same time, I don't think he was really worried about the S hook, given that. I mean, you kind of could, because after Tan, you don't necessarily have the strongest leave ever, and in Keith's case, he kept kind of badly.
Yeah, I mean, DNNT is like...
He had like a really clunky rack. I mean, Tan was obviously a good play by him, but I mean, like more characteristic. I think BA wasn't done with the intent to like be aggressive. I think it was just done because it was, but not as forced as it might have been. It's poor wording on my part, but
no, that's true.
Keith
yeah, I mean, I think
because that'll get him right back in the game.
Oh, that would be crazy. I mean, that's not yet. Not only is it a hard word to know, it's like just find a whole other thing, because like you just don't ever think to end with a C like that.
Yeah, it's
so.
I think I actually learned that one on the Aerolith Bingo Toughies 1 week or something.
Okay. So, I mean, right now, I'd be looking for ways to set up the S that he has, because he has 2 S's he played. So the chance that Jason has an S is not very big. So something like Corn through the R in Manuary, that sets up his S, and it's kind of hard to block that. I mean, he could play to the Y, I guess. Completely blocks Corn. So on cost, I think it's just Nostox.
It's only Nostox.
Only Nostox, yeah. So yeah, again, I'd be for this set up the S, sorry. Because he wants to make his S's as powerful as possible.
Right. And though that has the A hook of Acorn. So
sorry? Oh my god, Acorn. Okay, good thing you didn't play Corn. Yeah, Acorn is a big problem. So ignore that. I'm sure there's something that he can do to set up his S. Just not seeing it yet. Maybe harder than I thought it was. Yeah, I think it would be really cool at some point if you can play like a 3-letter Manuary to set up an S, because that would be a huge spot, obviously.
I don't see a great way to.
Another S. Seeing a good S setup.
He played. Did he play Hotas? Yeah, it looks like he did.
Oh, interesting. So he's fishing for a bingo. So not only does he have to hit a 7-letter word in his rack, he also has to make sure it plays on the board, which is a whole other. The problem with the C is that it starts a lot of words, but there's no place on this board to start bingos with a C, because that XE play.
There are no 7-letter words that you can draw into that rack of contos and a blank that begin with an S.
Or could he hit something from the U, like an 8-letter word? That's the other question. It doesn't seem like he can.
To you, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, either way, I think he's working on balancing his rack over the next few turns because
He has
again,
the Fano hook, but I don't think that hits either.
it doesn't. No. Oh, so
Cottons
he actually
now.
hit a word. So, I mean,
Yeah.
again, he might be hoping now. If he sees Cottons, he'll be hoping that Jason Lee opens for him. But knowing Jason, and I do not here, because he really likes to control the board. I mean, especially when he's up, obviously, when he's ahead.
Right.
So what could Jason?
Kate, you might
Any
want to
rack
put
balancing
play in
play.
Quackle.
GAUM to the blank M is 12 points. See, I mean, the thing is, he does want to block that U in XU at some point because it's like a really easy place to play 7-letter words. But the only problem is there's no good way to do that, I don't think. So,
I don't think
I mean,
you
he
really
could
need
play.
to
Oh,
worry
he could
about that.
play.
Just block.
I think he could play Reguli through the E in Hemes for a. So that would be, yeah.
He could.
I think that's a type of play he might play sometimes. I mean, it does open the I lane. It does. So maybe he won't.
Giving access to the bottom part of the board if you don't really need it. And Kate,
Yeah.
I don't see the plays like entered into Quackle, like Hotas and Failure.
Okay.
If we could get that done.
So I'm really surprised by Failure. Failure is not. I mean, again, it's not that to make. It's not that I don't think it's good. It seems like a fine play, but he usually tends to play defensively, even when it's close. So I'm surprised he opened the board like that.
Right.
Good plays that he liked.
I think I might have considered Gray in the center row.
Gray. Yeah,
the lead isn't great, but it also scores 17
Yeah.
more than anything on the top left.
It's true. I mean, here's the other thing. Keith just played his S off. He literally just played one S. Keith has a really strong rack.
Knows that Keith has an S.
He has an S and also probably a strong rack. Because I mean, you have some mediocre S. So I mean, Jason would think about that. So I'm surprised he played Failure, giving 4 lanes. He can play through the L, the U, the R, and the E now. So again, it's just a strange play from Jason, given his 83-point lead now. I think something like Gray or even Reguli for him.
Reguli doesn't give any hooks. I just don't like giving access to like the bottom part because it makes like a lane you can overlap with 7s, and it gives that I.
It's true, yeah.
He has an open. He knows that Keith probably has a strong leave, so I'd want to control it even more with like Gom or Gray or something that doesn't give back easy lanes. Like against a high-rated player, it might be different, but like, or it might be more wise to hope that they might not see all the opportunities through. Like it makes it harder for a lower-rated player to score with that, I think.
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, especially, he's most worried about bingos. Actually, there's a pretty interesting place to play. I don't think you can play it. Heems with a T and end with something with TZ. Again, I don't think there's anything that plays there now, but that's like something to consider for later. Because there's actually a 35-point play there. Like if you get Fritz or something. So that's something to consider.
I don't think there's anything that ends in RZ, but there's
as
an option.
I doubt it.
There's a fun piece of trivia. There's only one word in TWL that ends in RZ, and it is an 11-letter word.
Wow, that's crazy. It's not phoners.
Danger, by the way, so.
He drew in danger, yeah. So, I mean,
I feel like we're going to see Jason
block those lanes. Yeah, if Jason gets that down, it'll be pretty hard for Keith to come back. So, oops. What happened here? Still working? Okay, it's still good. Is everyone else still here? Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Something broke up. Clot. Yeah, I mean, he'll be really. I mean, if Jason sees in Keith to do anything. So one thing that Clot does is it creates this really high scoring lane, this double lane right, hooking the T that he and that's something that could actually get him back into the game because he needs not only a bingo but a really high scoring bingo. So that's like one little nice aspect of Clot. But again, he has to draw something, which is always the problem. Oh man, so Keith just drew way too many O's. So it seems like Jason sees in danger. I doubt he would put that on his rack if he didn't see it. Now the question is, which one does he play? Does he play or from the Ian failure?
I think from the Ian failure is like almost always the right play.
I'm not so sure because
Never mind. I thought for some reason I thought the R was one row above the triple lane. So
right.
yeah,
So,
I think the other one has a lot of merit.
well, I mean, they score the same amount. The one, if you play from Heems, that does block the double lane, which is like something to consider. I feel like it might actually close the board more in the end because once you play after you're in danger through Heems, once you play through those letters, there's just not many lanes left because the board's kind of exhausted. Like there's just not many places to play afterwards. Whereas if you play from failure, the right side of the board is there's still a lot of space open there. So yeah,
I like this a lot more. I thought
yeah.
I thought it put the R one row lower, and since you know that Keith has an S,
And yeah,
that
Jeremy,
took away merit from it. But yeah, and yes, in range is Collins only.
Yeah. So I mean, endangered does take the S, and they won't actually. That's a fact that Jason knows that Keith has an S because of Keith Hota's play. So given the fact that Jason knows Keith has an S, endanger is not so good anymore because it does create a pretty nice S lane. The other endanger did not create. Oh, did it create an S lane? It's good of one.
Yeah, so, it did. I mean, you can end in an S.
Yeah, so I mean that makes this consideration pretty difficult now. I completely agree with Jason's decision anymore, but I think it's still fine. I think the long-term defense that this accomplishes is pretty strong. So now Keith, I mean, he obviously has literally one problem he has to deal with, which is too many O's. So something like Goo, yeah. The only problem with Goo is that it sort of blocks the E a bit, the E in danger, and you might want to use that as a lane. So I'm wondering if he can open top left. I'm not seeing a good one yet, but like.
So like he's playing TOO, which is. Might want to keep.
Definitely.
I might want to.
I would love.
I might want to keep the T, but there's also 3 unseen. So.
Right. I mean, yeah, I think I would keep the T as well because I think the T does wonders for your bingo. Like INOS is probably bingo's quite a bit less than INOST. I mean, Kate, if you want to confirm that with Quackle, feel free.
I have Quackle open also. I can.
Okay. Sweet. Man, so if Keith knew what Jason had, Keith would be very happy. This is exactly what Keith needs to get back in the game. It's going to exchange here. But we should still look for some stuff.
Buddy is curious, since I don't see Quackle updating on the live stream. The score is 296 for Jason Lee and 166 for Keith Hagel.
Jerry, that's so funny. I've never heard of it. That's so good. JI, the current score is 207 for Jason Lee and 124 for Keith.
That hasn't updated in a while.
Yeah. So
put the actual score in there. So the score is 296 for Jason and 166 for Keith.
I'm trying to think of a way we can make this bingo tax like a real thing. Oh, is the score not updated on those? The scores.
I don't know why it hasn't been updated, but until such a time when we can make that work, then.
Okay. So
I think Kate just needs to enter the plays.
Sure. Oh, right. I see. Yeah.
Be okay.
So okay.
I'm working on it in the meantime. Oh, it isn't her. I thought it was.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Okay. I really know who was in charge of it.
I still want to get back to this bingo tax thing because I feel like we can make that somehow official. And because yeah, people like Dave Wiegand, they need a real bingo tax. They want to make things competitive. So it seems like Keith is slapping down Tortino. Is he? He's hesitating a bit, but he's
torsions.
Oh, torsions. I don't think torsions is a word. What do you think, Avery?
I would challenge that immediately.
Sorry?
He's on hold.
Ooh. Because Jason, I don't think he has a... he doesn't But if the S was one space higher, he'd have ballsier. So I think Jason could even let go in that sense. But I think he has to challenge. Yeah. Although actually, yeah, he probably will.
I feel like he will. And down at bingo now, like liberal, because then
it could be the thing to do. Because I mean, maybe it's
leaves it
kind
on,
of a fair trade.
Then Keith has a chance to get the blank.
But if Jason's still like 80 points after torsions and liberals, it's like it's gonna be hard to get him back from that. So he may leave it on. Just
there's really not many bingo lanes, so honestly, like I might be okay with leaving it on.
Stotino is a word as well, right? From
it's Stotanov.
Oh, it's only Stotanov. If that was a word, then it would change things as well.
And Stotinky.
Stotinky, that's a good word.
Those weird words. It looks like he's challenging.
Okay. Yeah. But wait, what is it? Tortones is a word? Yeah, Tortones is a word. So now Jason has an interesting dilemma whether to block Tortones, because he has to think about whether Keith is going to try it next turn.
I feel like he will.
You feel like he will?
I mean, Jason almost surely will see Tortones. So
he will see, but the question is, because I mean, either way, Keith probably didn't think it was his most likely bingo this turn, but maybe he does see Tortones as well. Maybe he realizes now he got.
I don't know if Keith sees it, but does Jason see it? And I feel like Jason would, and he'd want to block that. And it looks like he can play, I don't know what coordinates are, 12C reliable, and that blocks a lot of things, and that makes Keith's life really, really difficult to catch back up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, even sacrifice that many points to block the R next turn, so it's probably the way to go.
Sacrifice anything, reliable is actually probably the best play. The fact
I see. Reliable.
That he knows that he has Tortones.
Wait, is reliable a word? That would be great. I doubt it though. 9 through the E and the
Ostinato. I didn't think about that. I don't think.
Oh, ostinato. Yeah, it's a good word though. Do you Jomi? Wait, so where is this reliable play that I'm missing?
Of C.
Oh, so it's through the R and the E.
To an E.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like the best play, that's like even without
pretty beautiful
the fact that he knows that he has Tortones.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to use Quackle if I don't have to, so I might be missing something better.
I think I should be. I'm like my word knowledge, man. So Keith, I mean, based on how Keith is holding his rack, it doesn't seem like he's. But
yeah, that's a tell.
But again, Jason will probably play that.
For all Jason knows, Keith could just be trying to confuse him and throw him off. I mean, if you're playing against somebody who's like really inference based and looks at their opponent's behavior a lot, that might throw them off. I might do that just to mess with people.
Yeah. I'm always like a bit.
Same time, like he also might just be like, "Oh, Keith probably just doesn't see it." I mean, it's not the easiest word to see anyway.
Dictionary, like, who's gonna know Tortones? Okay, so Jason has a pretty sizable
up with this game. The question is, how close can Keith make it at this point? Although there is still a blank unseen and won't block Tortones, so I mean, I wouldn't put it completely out of reach, but I think favor Jason here.
A really like psychological play right now is to play Braille through the R in Endanger, because it sets up Tuniest, which is like if you're down by 150, it's very plausible to try Tuniest. So Jason could actually get some easy spread by playing Braille and baiting Keith to play Tuniest.
I mean,
that would be pretty cool.
For one thing, I think Tuniest might not be all that plausible, but like, if you didn't notice, Keith has Tortones in 2 spots, so he might want to address both R's. There's the R in failure and the R in Endanger.
Yeah, that is true. Again, I mean, yeah, that's assuming he can. I guess, yeah, assuming he thinks that Keith is not going to play Tortones next turn, which I think is a pretty fair assumption. Like, I
I don't
wouldn't
know
expect
why. I
most
mean,
people.
personally, like even if I didn't think my opponent would find it, I wouldn't want to risk it.
Yeah, but again, this
To be
game,
too cautious.
Jason hasn't been too risk averse this game
Yeah, that's
and
true.
stuff like that. Like, so I don't know. It's a type of thing Jason would do. Like, I think he likes to play psychologically. I mean, it's interesting. Oh, so he sees reliable now. Okay, now that he sees reliable, I think he's probably playing that.
It gets everything done. It blocks both Tortoni's spots.
Yeah, it just gets it's like wraps up. I'm good now.
Be really, really hard for Keith to catch back up.
Oh, for sure. Jason at this point spread as well, and reliable's a pretty good spread play. Yeah, actually, like, how much would you think about spread in an open, like in the first few rounds? It's probably a good idea to try to get some spread.
I'm always, I always believe in spread as an important factor. I mean, having more spread means you'll have to play tougher opponents, but like, I usually go to tournaments just to play tough people. I really am not always as focused on winning as I should be because I don't feel confident enough that I can win. So like, I'm always just like play my best, try to get spread down, keep my opponents to low scores because I get satisfaction out of knowing I can play at least reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can confirm Jason is here to win, or like that's a big thing.
Well, Jason's like a way better player than I am, so like I would believe.
Oh, well, I mean,
like,
even disregarding that, like I think, I mean, he definitely wants to win, so I think he's going to be thinking about whether he should try to get spread, just in terms of maximum tournament. So I think that'll be on his mind. So Jeremy Tootsing,
like these are like the easiest rounds to get spread, so like you kind of need to.
Like since he's ahead by 200 points almost, you might as well take advantage of it, or 150. So yeah, Jeremy Tootsing is only Collins. Yeah, not sure where that play
is good in TWL.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Toots. That's so funny.
I don't know if it had an anagram. I just had to check, but
I don't think so.
Yeah. That blink is still unseen, so we might see Keith get it, and
it's true.
Maybe he'll get something big, but let's see, what is Jason gonna do
so
here?
Boot seems like a great play to do. Yeah, I think it's a good play. I mean, it makes a new lane through he still has the fans lane actually on the top right. He can still start a bingo with fans. So like I think Keith will probably get another bingo down by the end of the game, especially. But again, it won't be enough to win, but it might salvage some spread for him. So okay.
The interesting thing here is like he probably will get a bingo down because yeah, he's playing dryly like I thought he would, and now Keith is gonna play mintiest probably.
Yeah. Mintiest. So he's playing dryly. Wait, where is he playing dryly? Jason's funny, putting down E-Rived on his rack. I mean, anyone who's a Collins player in the chat probably heard of the whole E-Rived thing. I forget how it even came up. But someone was like,
I know it's a thing.
What a ridiculous word.
I don't know anything about it.
I mean, I think Evans Clinchy did some like statistical analysis of like all the words, trying to prove that the combination YRIVD weird. And it was some super intense thing with like E-Rived being a ridiculous word. I mean, it's just Collins. It's pretty. I think E-Rived is pretty standard for Collins. Yeah, Jeremy, but yeah, yeah, I should like look up that story again. It was pretty fun. Oh, so Jason drew the blank as well. I mean,
but we'll see.
Bingo with his Q and V, but yeah,
things are good here. At least it's a spread cutting play, but so yeah, I think we're gonna see Jason win this game
for sure. Okay, so Keith has mintiest. I mean, he could get one more bingo. I mean,
all
the
all
chance
really
that he wins,
bad stuff
especially
is
without the
unseen.
blank. But if he draws, but if Keith draws a bingo because Jason has such a bad rack, maybe Jason can get stuck with something.
And it doesn't look all that likely, but
yeah,
he's gonna break 300 at least. I mean, it's still a reasonable mix of like scoring tiles. Like there's still CHK and vowels.
Yeah,
there's still an S. It's just very, very unlikely that he will draw. Unwordliest words. Yeah, somebody's gonna have to tell me about all this later.
I think what they did is actually like the most likely combinations of two letters in a row. So, for example, like ER and ES and ED are pretty likely two consecutive letters to happen, whereas something like likely. So they basically did like analysis of all the words, and it's like how unlikely is it to have YR next to each other and RI and IV and V. And they basically found that like E-ribbed was not actually completely ridiculous. It was only slightly ridiculous. Interesting. Keith is like, I think he's pretty close to some cool bingos, like chew winks through an N.
Oh yeah, ooh, that's fun.
But sadly, no N, unless Jason decides to like put an N
He needs
somewhere
an N.
ridiculous.
He had too many N's earlier. Now he doesn't have one.
It's true. Keith is not friends with N's this game. So I mean, Jason could drop the Q just with QI off of Mintiest. Seems pretty solid. What's winning the sim right now? Va. Where is Va? Oh, through the A in reliable. Yeah, I mean that seems fine as well. Actually, he does say
you don't really need to worry about the Q right now because you have plenty of Q spots. You have 8A Q U A Y for
Q
45.
Yeah, it's 45. That's a big spot. You want to keep that. Va looks interesting for that reason. I'd still set up his S because like the AY spot is just waiting for an S setup, like something like Way. I mean, Way takes the A as well, but yeah, I think it's just waiting. So I wonder if that's going to happen at all. I know Jason will think about it. If Jason can get to a point where he can set something up there, I think he probably will.
Jason might, but Keith has the last S.
Yeah, so you might have to wait for him to play it.
The thing is, like, Keith might make a setup, but Jason's probably going to be able to respond because he's not going to get rid of that blank anytime soon.
That is very true. I don't see why you'd play quick. Yeah, I think Vol looks good.
I think you could just play Quay later.
Yeah, it's like save it.
That I usually do when I'm playing some people is like you just wait for them to open it, like make a setup or something, and then you have the right letters to just respond with like the blank or an S or something like that. Yeah. Just be ready to respond to things like that.
Yeah, I think Vol has a very smart move by Jason to keep the Q, realizing the Q is not actually. I think that's a pretty good play. And especially, I guess there were 6 tiles in the bag. So now there's 4 in the bag, I think.
But we're going to see whack for 50-something.
Yeah. For 54.
And for a second, I thought you could put a T in front of that, but it's spelled a little bit wrong.
Oh, yeah. Thwack.
But you can't do that.
So whack, I mean, does he empty the bag? He doesn't empty the bag with whack, so that's a pretty...
He leaves 2 in there, which normally would be a good thing, but I don't think here it matters enough.
Yo, I mean, like, Jason is not completely home free yet, because there's still the fans he needs to deal with. If he, I wouldn't even say he's not quite dead.
If you looked at the pool, I don't see anything that's like.
Okay. Either way, I mean, yeah. Whack.
I don't see any 7s that begin with S, but he. Is that a bingo lane next to God's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? No.
Yeah, I mean, if Keith had drawn the blank after whack or something, I wouldn't discount him. Yeah, it would be very interesting. But, I mean, Jason, yeah, as soon as Jason draws that blank, he's pretty happy. So let's see.
I mean, for all he cares, he can just dump the Q right now for 22. And
yeah, he doesn't empty the bag, so...
I think he has to. And for him to lose with a bingo, just given the shape of this board and the pool.
Yeah, because after QI...
It might be something on column M, though. I don't see...
Yeah, even if Keith does bingo on column M with fans, it's not a big deal because Jason can outrun that.
M as in Mary.
Oh, on column M. Oh,
I'm trying to see if there's like some weird. I don't think Vista doesn't play datives. Just like that. Slap down.
Oh, and for spread's sake. Yeah, that can't be who draws a bingo there. But yeah, I mean, Jason does want to keep QU abilities open. You could just play QUAY right now.
He's gonna play QI.
Although, actually, if he plays QI, yeah, Keith might fish out of desperation, and then Jason could hit that lane. So I think QI might even be the best spread play.
And there's also the human factor of like, oh, maybe I didn't track right. I don't want to lose to an out
Yeah.
bingo, because like if for some reason there was a bingo and he didn't see it because he had mistracked and he lost because of that, that would be
Yeah, for sure. Just like, I guess, trying to be as safe as possible. Barn cat. What are bigram and trigram frequencies?
it just means
First
like
and three letters.
sequences of 2 or 3 letters, like
Oh yeah, that's
ERS
true.
or
Yeah. Two letters.
CH,
Yeah,
things like that.
that makes sense.
All right, so the D is the last tile in the bag. Expecting here. Vein.
I maybe a one tile fish. I think Keith might just in Keith. I would just kind of just hope Jason passes out over the table or something, and Keith can win like that. Some like ridiculous thing to happen. Yeah, can probably hit something.
Interesting idea is play. What is it? 15L YE to fish for the blank for glaives and 2 unblockable spots.
Glaives. How is it? Oh, because Fang. Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, that's like.
Well, it's the type of thing you got to. Yeah, it's the type of thing you have to win.
Like if he has DDIINOT on his rack, how does he block both? Actually, it gives him like a reasonable chance.
Yeah. Yeah. Muffin, I was like, I knew a lot of people have very strong opinions about that. I mean, I Schoenbrunn and Matthew O'Connor about that before talking to us about that. Because I mean, I'm a very staunch upwards facing tile kind of guy.
So, I always keep my litters in alphabetical order. I like rarely even ever touch them. So like, I'm very old fashioned.
You know, I'm not like that. I usually keep my tiles out of alpha, but I'm not sure why. Maybe because Nigel does it. I just base my whole game off of Nigel. But I mean, Keith, maybe he's trying to mess us up. Maybe this is just a big. You never know.
All of them except for one upwards.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's 2 there.
It's okay.
I mean, Matthew, I think you shouldn't be complaining. Like Jason, he doesn't open vertically, so you can't complain. No, Matthew, Jason Lee put Erived on his rack. He like, set it up for us, which was very kind of him.
Riley, he kept VD, so he put YRIVD on his rack.
Yeah.
Just nice some story that I really hope that Jackson will tell me about once this stream is over.
Pretty much all that I can say. It was basically just some big hilarious controversy over whether or not that was a ridiculous
word. It was just like the analysis of, I guess, bigrams or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, people took it very seriously, so then yeah. So I mean, yeah, Keith is just looking for one tile fishes. I think your idea of YE is pretty good. We can calculate. He's down what, 76? So he's down 71. Jason's gonna block the lower spot because it's higher scoring, I think. So he could block with like.
I think Keith is realizing that Jason probably has the blank. I mean, if it were me, I'd go for the win here with YE. But
yeah, I think that's what I do as well.
Spread cutting play, just realizing that this game's probably over. Jason.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just gotta be honest with yourself because I mean, maybe Keith wants to save spread as well.
The only problem is Jason has a bingo.
So, Jeremy, I am now expecting you to draw a the second part of where you kill someone with an axe because they ordered the wrong coffee. So I want you to draw one now for people who put their tiles upside down. Wow. So Jason goes out with a bang. Man.
I didn't really say it out loud. I'm just kind of focused on Keith's rack.
Yeah, so I mean Jason played I think both of them played a good game actually. I think Keith had a very valiant
he could have challenged off the 2 phonies that Jason played, but like he drew badly, and I think he played pretty well given what he had. I mean,
for sure,
Brute was a pretty good play. I mean,
yeah,
there was a lot of good.
Yeah, I mean, Guppy, honestly, I probably wouldn't challenge Guppy. I think I would challenge Manuary, but again, like, if you haven't, like, what are you supposed to do? Because, like, Jason knows almost all the words.
If I hadn't just gone through all the 6-letter words, I probably wouldn't challenge Guppy, but, like, it looks so believable. Like, it's just one of those that, like, I might have just entered it without thinking, or, like, it looks like a word.
Oh, for
it
sure,
could be a variant.
Yeah.
fact that I know
It's not the
Manuary,
main word.
that might be why I challenged that. But I mean, that's a pretty hard challenge. I can't say anything bad about not challenging that. If you don't know Manuary, that's just kind of hard.
Yeah, Matthew, I think we were talking about the Evans post. I thought it was like a bunch of people posting about eRiv. It became like a mini meme. But yeah, I was talking about Evans post where he analyzed the letters. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Link for the eRived post that we should all check out now.
I'm not friends with Evans. I can't look at that.
Okay. Oh, well, I can let you know some new details now if I get any. So yeah. So that was a pretty fun game. Pretty interesting.
We get some like really close games in the next couple because all we've had so far is like 100+ point wins. Hoping we can get something a little bit closer in the next one.
Yeah. Oh man, Evan, this is amazing.
Got that and send it to me.
Yeah. Sounds good.
We're gonna take
so
a 5-10 minute
take
break.
5 or something.
Be back with 2 new players and a brand new game. Hopefully it'll be a good one. I will see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in to round 3 of the Crescent City Cup.
Yeah, see you in a bit.